Okay, so there's our batch of cucumbers. You saw our picture at the beginning of this video. Farm to table, legitimately farm to table, as the cucumbers and lettuce we picked, and tomatoes we picked today. And then we threw in some chicken that we bought at the store, some croutons from the store, and had a farm to table chicken salad today, same day. So we have a excessive abundant amount of cucumbers already, and we're just now starting to get them in. So tonight we make pickles. My wife has a recipe for pickles that people seem to enjoy. It's a good thing too, because I don't like pickles. So tonight, the cook, the chef, the extraordinaire, yep, that's her. She's gonna make us some pickles. Okay, so the first step is to wash the cucumbers. So those have been washed and scrubbed. And yes, I got peaches in there from last summer that are defrosting, because I think that's going to be my snack this evening. While the cucumbers are waiting, we make this pickle juice. What do you call it?
Pickle juice.
See, I had it right. I know nothing about cooking, and I got it right. There you go. You could call it witch's brew, considering who's making it. That was funny. Are you laughing?
I'm laughing.
Okay, she's laughing. So we're still in good graces, so we're not bugging her yet. We haven't got kicked out of the kitchen yet, as she's making dill pickles. These are dill pickles, I should note, not sweet pickles. Obviously, you can probably tell that. Have you ever seen anything sweet that color? Typically, no, we are programmed in our brains to think of that color as sour or dill. Why? I don't know. It's just how we're trained. You know, like lemony type stuff. Yeah, sour or dill. Although lemon heads used to be sweet and they were that color. Okay, enough of that. All right, we'll be back in a minute as we go to the next step of the process of making dill pickles. Okay, so the next step here is we're going to cut the pickles. I was given the super sharp knife. It says tasty on it. I don't know if that's referring to my finger when I cut it off or the food that I'm making, but tasty is the thing. So we take the pickle and we cut off the end, she says. She's telling me how to do this. And then what do?
And you cut them into spears.
Then I cut it into spears. Spears or spears?
Spears.
Spears. Like what you would throw at someone if you were riding a horse and didn't have a gun?
Oh, Lord.
I don't know what she's saying. So we're going to just do this and see. I'm going to just do this and see what she says. So there's one. There's two. There's three. And now we want to look at like an actual spear.
Don't make it look like an actual spear.
We'll go like that. See? Now it looks like an actual spear. It'll fly through the air. Hit you. Alright, we have to check with the boss and see if we did this right. Okay, so I got approval on my spears, except she said the one was too big, that we're going for a smaller target, so I need a smaller spear. So we cut that one in half. In the meantime, and in between times, over here, the jars are, well, they're taking a bath. Yep, they're just kind of chilling out under the lights, taking a hot sauna, relaxing before they have to go to work. Because their work is long. Like, you know, we might not eat these for a year. Who knows? Might eat them next week. Who knows? So it could be a short shift or a really long shift. So they got to take a bath and relax so that they're clean and fresh and ready for the job. So next, we put the spears in the jar. That's coming right up. So next up, we got to take the jars and empty the hot water, the boiling, scalding hot water out into the sink. Now I was given this to do that with. But I don't know how you use this to pick up this. I don't know if you can see that, but it's not happening. So as you can see, she's using the, what do you call them things? Huh? Tongs? Yeah, she's using the tongs to do it, which is kind of a cheater because I wasn't given that tool. I was given the mitten. So I couldn't do it with the mitten, so she did it with the tongs. Now the cool part about this whole thing is we are emptying that hot water onto my peaches. Yeah.
Oh, that's
That means I'll get some peaches tonight.
bad.
It's bad. Why is that bad?
Because you're defrosting them too fast.
Defrosting them too fast. Oh, see? There's rules to everything. Why is it there are always rules? Rules. Here's the fun part. I get to put the pickle in the jar. That's the fun part. Yes, it is. I should put a sticker on it that says, hand-packed with care. David Price. I should do that. Except if anyone saw this video, they would say, no care. They're still a little too tall. They're a little too tall there, Julia. So we're going to cut that one in half, and you get a half a pickle. Cut that one in half, boom, and you get a half a pickle. The glass is still pretty hot, just so you know. So this one, cut it in half, and half a pickle. There we go. We now have a jar of pickles. But you couldn't see any of that because I'm terrible with this camera. Alright, let's try it there and see if that's better. Alright, so let's do another pickle. Oh, we didn't cut anymore. Okay, so we got to do this. Got to take the camera over here and there you go. Now you get to see someone else cut spears, but I'm going to do it too. Watch. Boom, 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 boom. How's that? Too big? Too big. There you go. Too long? Too long. Boom. There you go. Ha ha ha. Now she's cutting those. And I'm going to go over here and put them in my jar. Okay, so now we're taking the witch's brew, aka the pickle juice, and putting it in the jars over the pickles. This will, in theory, give us dill pickles. Pretty cool. So this is an easy thing that you can do at home on a rainy day. Except we're not giving you our recipe. I don't even know what the recipe is. I can give it to you if I want to. Okay, while we're finishing up putting the pickle juice into the pickles, how about some history on pickles? Did you know that pickles are about 4,000 years old? Way back in the beginning of time, 2400 BC or so, they would preserve foods in vinegar, brine, or a similar solution, which is one of the oldest methods of food preservation. Along 50 BC, Queen Cleopatra credited pickles with her health and her beauty. So there you go, ladies. It's the next beauty craze. It's the next gimmick to sell you to make money. Eat pickles, be pretty. That's going to be my slogan. Eat pickles, be pretty. Anyway, her husband, Julius Caesar, or was it her lover? Not the same thing back then. Anyway, Julius Caesar gave pickles to the troops while they were out at war in belief that it would help them remain strong. They came to America via Christopher Columbus, who most back in the day when the people were sailing, they liked to take pickles along with them because of how long that they would hold and because it would help with the scurvy. By 1659, farmers in New York, around what's now Brooklyn, started growing cucumbers and figuring out how to pickle them. Then later along in the early 1800s, the mason jar is invented, and about 45 years later, Mr. H.J. Heinz takes the mason jar, the pickling idea, and cucumbers, and puts it all together and creates the Heinz pickle. He takes them to the World's Fair and gives out a free pickle pen for anyone that would come try one of his pickles. By estimates, he gave away about 1 million pens at that World's Fair, in one of the most genius marketing methods of that time. You know, there's no social media back then, and thus the Heinz pickle was born. I thought this was really cool. The United States rationed pickles during World War II. I found that very interesting. And I also found interesting that when the Dallas Cowboys, the Philadelphia Eagles beat the Dallas Cowboys in the year 2000, 41-14, on a day when temperatures reached 109 degrees Fahrenheit, the Philadelphia Eagles credited their endurance to drinking pickle juice. Brigham Young University later studied these claims and said, yes, the pickle juice can relieve a cramp 45% faster than drinking no fluids and about 35% faster than drinking water. So from Cleopatra all the way to the Dallas Cowboys and the Philadelphia Eagles, there is your history on pickles. So anyway, remember ladies, eat pickles, be pretty. It's Sunrise Farms, and this is our pickle video. Okay, so here comes the last step in making the pickles. Well, almost the last step. The last step in preparation. After this, they will cool before they are ready to be inventoried. But what we do is we take the pickle jars that we've just created with cucumbers, pickle juice, mason jars, and lids, and we put them into some boiling water. This will vacuum seal them, so to speak, and allow them to hold for a long time. It's pretty neat to think that this technology has been around for, well, 4,000 years. Hot water, well, with the mason jars, for a couple hundred years. But the idea of pickling for over 4,000 years. Very, very interesting. So that's the next step to the pickles and what we're doing with getting them ready. So we'll check back here in just a few minutes. How long do those things got to do their thing for?
10 minutes.
10 minutes. So we'll check back in about 10 minutes and let you see the finished product. And there's our 10-minute alarm to tell us that our pickles are ready to come out of the water. Bath time is over. As you can see, they're boiling nice and good. I'm in the way, so let me back up here. And here they come. So we'll also do some bread and butter pickles this summer, and we'll give you the history on those. It's kind of an interesting story how the bread and butter pickles became a thing. And when we do those, we'll give you that history and that lesson. Tonight we're just doing the regular old pickle spears. And so they sit there. How long do they sit there for?
Just a couple minutes.
Couple minutes they
Let the
sit
water
there.
get warm again while we finish stacking these, so we can put these jars.
Okay, so they're out of the water so that the water can get warmer, because the heat to the water is creating energy, which is making the water hot. The pickles and the jars absorb some of that heat, so the temperature is not as hot with the pickles and jars in the water as they are with the pickles and jars out of the water. So this will allow that water to get back up to full temperature, so we can put more pickles in the water. I must have paid attention that day in school. One time out of a semester, that's not too bad. But we had a few extra jars here and some extra pickle juice, so we decided to do a couple more jars, a second round, or almost a full second round of pickle spears this evening. So she's dropping the juice into the last jar of round 2. You've now seen our process of making pickles. We're going to sign off. Sunrise Farms, give us a like, give us a follow, tell your friends. If we get enough followers, we can get a professional video crew and make this thing spazzy. Alright, before we let you go tonight, I had to run outside for just a second, and this sky is amazing. Now, we missed most of it as I was getting my camera back together and getting on the side-by-side to get up here on top of the hill to show you this. But man, look at that sunset. Sunset. I can't talk sometimes. Anyway, that's just absolutely gorgeous. I had to share that with you. The Alan Jackson song reminds me of the Alan Jackson song, When God Paints. And tonight he painted one really pretty. Anyway, thanks for watching Sunrise Farms. We have so much fun doing this stuff. It's unprofessional, it's amateur, but you know what? It's real, and it's how it happens. and we just have a good time with it. So yeah, give us a like, give us a follow, tell your friends, and stay tuned. Who knows what we'll get into next? You never know around here.